everyone. Just wanted to jump in real quick before we get started and say a quick thank you to all my patrons on Patreon. Thank you for supporting this class, and I look forward to creating new videos and new content with your support. So thank you very much. Your name should be appearing in this general area right now. Thanks. Okay, last class. Time to get after it. Let's see. How many questions do we have? We have some number. Oh no, I revealed the surprise. 36 and then 8, which makes 44. Why do I always set myself up to have to do 11 times 4? So 11, 2, and 2. How many people do I have? Okay, so it's not gonna work out evenly. So we're just gonna do it and see what happens. So I'll do the normal like groups of 4 and then mix it up a little bit. Actually, Peter, you said you would like to do one. So do you want to do number 1?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. Hey, J. Maron. Pajoff. J. Maron. Tenu. Hen. A1. No,
Hohn.
A1. Does that sound about right?
Hohn?
Hohn? Okay, okay. Bajaf. I do not know that one.
He said.
Oh, he said? Okay. J. I also do not know that one.
Je is like quote.
Okay.
I always tell people just translate it je.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is that word actually. It comes from jed, like in order to say.
Yeah.
In late Egyptian, and it gets kind of fixed as like, it's some kind of like, I don't know what you call this, maybe a conjunction. It introduces indirect speech. It can sometimes mean because. It's kind of, I always tell my students, translate it je, just say je, because it's like, if you learn it as kind of having its constellation of meanings as just the word je, you don't really have to think about it too much. But if you try to translate it, it gets tricky. But in this case, we just wouldn't say anything at all. We would just say, he said, quote.
Okay. Maron. I don't think that's a name.
It's not. It is a verb form. It's actually, it's a prefixing verb form, but it's just the prefix. So let's see. I know there are more examples in here. I know there for a fact that there's one in the Lord's Prayer. So yeah. So here, like Mare Pekran wo, may your name be holy, or Mares e, let her come. So it's a way of expressing a kind of like a jussive.
Okay. So like a wish.
Like, yeah, like a wish.
Okay. May something.
May we.
Oh, may we. Okay.
And that's it. It's he said, may we.
May we.
And another thing that you have to know is that Coptic can use this word without a verb to mean something like let's go.
Oh.
It's kind of like in like Shakespearean type English, or in like, I don't know, silly English. Someone might say like, let us away.
Oh, right.
And there's not really a verb in there, but it's so yeah. So Pajaf je maron. He said, let's go.
Let's
and then
go.
This is a new thing.
Okay. Tenu hen a Hohn. Again, I apologize.
No. So unu means hour. So
okay.
Tenu.
The hour.
Mm-hmm. And then Hohn means to draw near.
Oh, okay. Let us go. The hour is drawing near.
The hour. This is a qualitative.
This is the hour.
The hour is nigh.
The hour is nigh. Okay. getting New
He
Testament
said,
vibes from that. Yeah.
yeah, he said, let
Okay.
us, the hour is nigh.
Okay. Cool. Thank
All
you.
right, awesome. Well done, Peter.
I was
Thank
looking
you
at
for,
the spelling of Tenu, right? Because the word is unu, right? And then it says that u can be considered a consonant. So you have two consonants in a row and then use the full form of the article, right?
yeah, the te form.
But the epsilon is still there, so you just lose the omicron. I didn't understand the Sandy rule in effect there.
So this is a thing that happens. So you have several digraphs in Coptic which represent either diphthongs. In this case, it's the diphthong ow, or just a single vowel or semi-vowel, as in oo, which can be a W sound or an oo, pure vowel sound, depending on context. And normally when you combine these with something else, especially you often get this effect. Well, oh no, that wouldn't happen. Oh, right, I thought of this one because we might expect this to be written ow, because it is owl, but they just write it like this. So there's like a deletion there. And then commonly when you have epsilon plus oo, it just gets rendered as epsilon. And that's taking from Greek orthography, this vowel combination is something like ow. And what happens if you have a vowel plus a semi-vowel W sound, you get ow. So you get the same sound. So they just write it the same way.
So it's not the full form article, tau epsilon, it's just the tau attached to AU.
Well, you need a reason to have this epsilon in there though. So if you just have the word unu,
Right.
it doesn't really have an epsilon, or maybe it is always pronounced something like onu, but the epsilon just isn't written. I don't really know. Whether we take this as a vowel or a consonant doesn't really matter, because for whatever reason, presumably because we have two consonants here, you get the full form of the article with the vowel in it. And now put those two things together, and you basically just have a second pass type rule that says anytime you have this, make it like this.
Oh, okay.
That's basically what happens. That's not super hard and fast. There are cases where you'll see epsilon, omicron, epsilon. But for the most part, those two things just merge. And I think it makes sense phonetically, especially if this is being treated like a consonant. Well, now it's just part of a diphthong where it's still a semi-vowel. It's just now in combination with the previous vowel, which is normal, right? Like it's, if you're using an alphabetic script, or even if you're using something like the IPA to talk about phonetics, it kind of primes us to think of phonemes as these individual entities in time at almost like a discrete time interval, but that's not reality. What's actually happening is several different phonetic features represented by these phonemes. So each one is kind of a bag of phonetic features that's getting added into this sequence of sound as it's being produced. They get blended, they spread in time, they mix and merge together. So it's not at all surprising that having a word like unu and then putting te in front will give you tonu, right?
Okay.
It's just kind of, they blend. Okay. Dante, since you're already here, do you want to do 4 of these?
Sure.
All right, let's do it.
Aftre pef hemhal tamio naf ukoi and oik. So tre, which normally is the prenominal of the inflected infinitive, can also come from the word tro, which means to cause something.
Yeah,
So I think that's what's happening here, right? So he caused his servant to prepare for him a little bread.
That's right. Yeah. So I think we talked about this in that previous chapter. I know I talked about it last time too. Normally this tre form is, it's not truly causative. It's just a way of sort of like creating an infinitival sentence or some kind of like nominalized verbal clause where you have a different subject. So like, we want him to go. That would be like träff bok, right? You would use this form. But it still retains its meaning as a true causative, in which case it's he caused his servant to make a little bread. So it can go either way. It just depends on where you find it.
Aftashe oish Evangelion and Tekora teres shantef sahof evol en hetes. So he preached the gospel in the land, in the whole land, until he departed from it.
Yeah, this sahof, shantef sahof. How do you parse this?
Well, saho just means departed himself.
Yeah, it's reflexive, and sohe means something like remove, I suppose.
Remove.
So then if it's reflexive, it's like to betake oneself. I'm getting into all these, like I'm having flashbacks to my days as a classics undergrad, where you just invent the most ridiculous English phrases that no one has used in 400 years to try to capture what's going on in the ancient language. Yeah,
and
until he betook himself.
The tashe oish, right? Tashe means like increase, and oish is like to cry out or something. So he increased his like crying out means to preach, sort of.
Yeah,
so
announce, preach. Yeah, I always, for some reason, the Coptic, so much more than the English, causes me to picture someone just walking around yelling. I'm picturing like the 125th Street prophets that you encounter.
Yeah, exactly. Or Diogenes or something.
Right. It's because it's very vivid, like tashe oish, to increase a clamor or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Petre en halate uom evol en ne elo ule. So here's that tre again, but apparently with the negative imperative, it means don't let or don't allow.
It actually means both. So a number of languages don't distinguish between causing someone to do something and allowing someone to do something. You kind of just know from context.
Okay, so so you can say don't make the birds or don't let the birds chow down on these grapes.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Mustafa, is Turkish like that? There's like no difference between cause and allow.
Actually, there is a difference.
There's a difference.
Yeah, because we say like give permission. I say I give allowance to something like something to do. If we look causative, it is much more to actually similar in to allow to make something behind.
Okay. Well, I
actually,
thought this.
It's not.
Okay, it's not the same. I thought this because a few years ago, for a while, my wife would tell me things like don't make me forget to go to the store later or something like that. And I would think like, why would I make you forget? How would I make you forget? But you know, in like native English, we would say, don't let me forget. But so I thought maybe
actually
Turkish was one of those.
It is not so distinctive. There is a gray area between this construction, but it is not the same completely.
Okay. Well, the more you know. Maybe someday I'll learn Turkish and I'll be able to judge for myself. Not soon though. Anyway, okay. Number 5, Dante.
Anai teru shope katate et sehem chome. So all these things happened according to the way that was written in the book, or in fulfillment of the scriptures or something, right?
Yeah. in fulfillment of the scriptures is a very, very nice translation. What it literally says is just according to the way which it is written in the book. But yeah, in fulfillment of the scriptures is very nice.
You can't help translating these things in a Christian context because they mostly come from that. So
yeah, they are very Christian texts for the most part. In fact, it's, you know, when we're looking for Coptic texts to read in our reading group, trying to find things that are both originally Egyptian, but not just like over the top theological can be really difficult. It's kind of hard to find anything that it can be extracted from that. Even if you just want it, you know, for the sake of like broadening your reading, it can be pretty difficult. But yeah, that's the nature of Coptic. Okay, let's see. Christian, you want 4 of these?
Sure. All right. Number 6. Rai and Mehmet Snooze and Dompe and Tefmentero Ahmu and Ra. Like up in the 12th year of his reign, he died, namely our king.
Yep. And Raihen is, it can be up in or down in, but this combination is pretty common. The Rai in that case doesn't really add much of anything. Yeah, you could translate it up in, but you could also just translate it in the 12th year of his reign. Our king died.
Okay.
Didn't even get to be king for that long. Bummer.
Number 7. Ameten Sharoi Taretin Chine Impemton. That to like, that's the imperative of to go,
to come,
and then is it the second person plural, like y'all?
Yeah, it's the second person plural. So y'all come, Sharoi.
Yeah, y'all come to me. That we may, or that may y'all may find
rest.
Oh, rest. Okay.
Yeah, mton can mean ease or rest. So it can be an adjective that describes something as being easy, or it can mean like take it easy.
Okay, I think I got it confused in my mind with that word that means like in someone's presence. It also has like an
oh yeah, in pefimta, like in his presence.
Yeah, that one.
They look quite similar.
All
and
right.
This it's amu, ame, ameiten. So there are 3 forms. There's masculine, feminine, and second person plural.
Yeah, makes sense. It wouldn't be first person. Papes eron etrin shajin maf Impate tapro pum. So it is it necessary for us that we talk with him Impate?
The not yet form. So you could translate this by itself. Impate teftapro.
Teftapro pum hempmu. His mouth has not yet closed in death.
Yeah, and then if you make it a circumstantial, it's like while or when. So put it all together, see if it makes sense. You have to translate it quite differently in English.
Yeah, so it's like it's necessary for us to talk with him, like as long as his mouth has not yet shut in death, essentially.
Yeah, that is the meaning. And we would probably normally say this before. We need to talk to him before his mouth is closed in death. But the Coptic construction is just strikingly different. The way you structure it is different. You say like while it has not yet happened.
Okay. And then the 4th one, number 9. Marep Joyce Shinhtef Ejuk Iniftal Chok. Like, may the Lord have mercy on him. No, on you.
Yep.
Because it's a joke. And may he and not oh no, and heal you.
Yeah. So what's this? What's this thing?
Is that's the like the conjunctive, like
Conjunctive.
and then he, the third person's singular masculine suffix.
Yep.
Um,
So it
like-
actually carries it carries this, the mare. It just
Mhm.
brings it over. So may the Lord have mercy on you and heal you.
Yeah.
May he do both of those things.
And the
All right.
the shen hate, it means like seek heart, or if
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
like try
I
to,
wondered about that.
like, I wonder how you get mercy out of those two words.
I think it's shone hate. So to be heartsick for someone.
Oh, I thought it was like shine or something, you know.
It might be.
Okay.
So I don't actually remember where I got that etymology from. It's just, I think I might have made it up in my own head at
No,
some
it's
point.
Johnny. It's in there.
Oh, is it? It's
Oh,
in
it
there?
is? Okay.
Awesome.
Definitely.
Okay, now I'm going to assume that I made it up in my head because that would mean that I got it right. And there he is. Next up on deck, Aurelio. Do you want to read
okay.
more of these?
I was busy looking up the etymology. All right.
Okay.
Share ushen enanuf, tawe carpus enanuf. Usually a good tree produces good fruit. More literally, fruit being good. Mhm. All right.
Yeah, good.
Next one. Tina osek empema, shantev ktof. I shall remain in this place until he comes back.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
here, basically, instead of in this place.
Either way is fine. And until he katof,
Returns, basically.
yeah, returns.
Turns himself to this
turns
place.
himself. Good.
Next one. Edwe by Tetnaji, Impeklom, Impeo, Himpewe. Hinimpewe. Because of this is you. You will receive the crown of glory in the heavens.
That's
No,
right.
is it one or multiple? One heaven. In heaven.
It's plural.
It's plural? Oh yes, because
Yeah.
the P is the heaven itself. So yes, Hinimpewe in the heavens.
Right. Yeah. It's always a little confusing because you're so used to seeing this MP combination as like direct object marker or
Right.
preposition and then definite article. But in this case, it's definite article plural and then pewe. So it's tepe in the singular, and then you have this little remnant of
Right.
the old the u plural from earlier stages of Egyptian. It's kind of fun.
Mhm. Okay. In she'an etrektre pethitwok chonet. In she'an, it is not right, or it's not good, basically. Etrektre, that you make your neighbor angry. So
Yeah.
you shall not make your neighbor angry, basically.
Yeah. And it's literally cause the one who is upon your bosom to become angry. But yeah. Just nitpicking a little bit. That's good.
I think that's it.
Okay.
Right?
That's it. That's 4. All right, I'm going through the list in a specific order, although, I don't know if it really makes any sense if you can't see the list. Okay, Mustafa.
Okay. PKSP de avarhi en rime hi osop PKSP they actually PKSP K other sep
Other.
Other sepe I don't remember actually.
It's like
but,
the remainder, the ones who remain, the remainder.
The other remainder
Mm-hmm.
de avarhei they have started they have begun to cry on also on one moment, something like.
Yeah, it's a little idiomatic. It can mean all at once or all together.
Yeah,
Usop, like literally on an occasion, upon one occasion, but it's as a phrase, it means like at once or all together at the same time.
Then.
Yeah, they're related, but very distantly. Soap is an old word. The ke in peke seepe it means something like also. So you can imagine this in a
Okay.
context where the previous sentence says, some of the people began to cry. And then the next sentence is this one. And also the other remaining people also began to cry. I said also like 3 times, but you get it, right? Like the ke means it adds to something that came before.
Okay. Apapneuma telel egem pnote pasoter apapneuma my soul did telel telel
It's like celebrate.
pray.
You're thinking of shleil, I think. Shleil is to pray. Hillel is like celebrate, rejoice. It's one of those many words.
Soul have celebrate upon the God, my Savior.
Yep, that's it.
Apetione Jos Naf Je Pjois Ouchon Onchon Emok et Boy Apetione Shone means to become sick.
Yeah, or just to be sick, either way.
The one who sick said, say him, Je Joyce, Je quotative, Joyce, the Lord. Actually, it's the imperative.
Nope.
Okay. Own chom means power. Own there that you have power to tap boy to bow something to me, but I don't.
It's a T causative of like wob or wop.
Okay, give purification to me.
Yeah, purify me. So the one who is sick said to him, Lord, you can purify me. Presumably from some kind of illness that is associated with a ritual impurity of some sort. Although I don't know specifically what that means. Okay, and I think you have one more.
Okay. Enneten tawe nentaten now ero elau enneten tawe enneten you all or you give.
It's not give. Tawo is like
tawo actually
put out, broadcast.
Okay, put out, you all put out that
you
will
all
see
enneten tawe.
and it's in it, then relative. It is a relative.
It's not relative. It's a negative third future.
Oh yeah. Negative third future. Then you will spread. You will spread.
You will not spread.
A broadcast.
Mhm.
You will broadcast. You won't broadcast.
You won't do it.
Okay. You won't broadcast that you will see.
No, it's in
You
enta.
did
Teten.
see.
Yeah.
You did see arrow to them. Any of them.
To any.
To any.
I think to any person is sort of assumed. So yeah, putting that all together, I know this is a pretty tricky one.
Yeah.
Y'all shall not
y'all shall not tell
those which y'all have seen them. So the things which y'all have seen to anyone.
See, to anyone, yeah.
Does that all make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
It's pretty compressed.
Yeah,
I think somebody put this in the Discord as like an example of, just totally like
Aurelio.
pathological Coptic. Yeah, it's gorgeous, isn't it?
I mean, they must be deadly at Scrabble, right? I give you
Right.
7 N's and 5 T's, now make a word. Sure, not a problem. I'm at it.
Yeah, and N is like one of the most common ones. It's E's and N's and T's. I mean, with an English Scrabble set. Oh man, we should invent Coptic Scrabble. That would be so fun.
No, I thought about it. The problem is the board's not going to be long enough.
Okay.
I mean, this is a 21-letter word. Good luck with that.
Yeah, I mean, it would definitely be like I don't know what you call that, like a triple bingo or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, you can take more letters. I think the funnest way to play Scrabble is you just reach your hand out and just take a handful and then just, go nuts. I used to play Cards Against Humanity a lot. We used to play at this bar on Brown campus that we would always go to. It's just like a bunch of grad students playing Cards Against Humanity. And at first, everyone who's like a very proper grad student playing this very rude game would take exactly 7. And it was like, we'd been playing for weeks and someone was like, you have more than 7 cards. And I was like, yeah, I have like 20. I just grab a handful of cards. It's a fake game. There's no winners. I just grab as many as I want. And then we started playing that way and it's way better, way better. Just take as many as you want. I know some Scrabble purists are going to at me now, but oh well. Okay, thank you, Mustafa. Next, I have David.
Ja, 18 en halate en tbe shawo ha taibes en pshenet mao. So the birds in the sky. Is this a habitual? So they always stay under the shade of that tree.
Yeah, that's exactly it. You could say they dwell. Often people will translate this wo as dwell, especially with the habitual. But yeah, they stay or they live, however you want to translate it, under the shade of that tree.
Bitte wentaf stehen sentem marafti wi en bitte mentaf. There, so he who has 2 pieces of clothes, I don't know.
Shirt. 2 shirts.
2 shirts, yeah. Let him give one to his neighbor, basically, to the one who is with him.
The one who mentaf. It's like the opposite of wentaf.
Yeah, okay, yeah. The one who doesn't have a shirt.
Yeah, the one who doesn't
have it.
Yeah, I mean, that's a nice sentiment. I don't know if anyone's going to do it, but it's a nice idea anyway.
20. Ten sounje, Joyce, Nachine, en Penchine, en Kesop, en Peho, etemau. So we know that the Lord will find our shine. Shine is to seek.
Yeah, this is a bit of a weird idiom though. It means like together they mean to visit. So to chine someone's shine is to visit them.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's like to find their inquiry, literally, something like that. I mean, I don't know the etymology all that well. I just know that that's an idiom. I don't remember that being in the last chapter, but there it is.
Okay, so we know that the Lord will find, sort of will visit. What did you say? Visit? No.
Yeah.
Visit us. On that sort of, is it that other day that
And kesop means again.
Again, yeah, sure, of course. Visit us again another day.
Yeah, just that day. The other
That
comes
day.
here. Yeah. We know, hold on, 10 seconds. We know that the Lord will visit us again on that day. So I think this is talking about like Jesus returning. I think that's the idea. Yeah. Let's see. Where did you start? You started here. Okay. Yeah. One more.
Penire katate en tafon edoten as. Let us. So I guess it's sort of a negative imperative, but
it's that would be imper. This is impen is negative past.
Yeah. So we didn't act according to Hohn, that
Man.
which he sort of, we didn't act according to how he approached to us. Yeah, I'm not.
Hohn in this case is command.
Didn't act according to his command.
It's a verb though, according to the manner which he commanded etoten us.
Us to act.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That thing with Hohn and just Hohn is a little weird. I think they come from separate forms etymologically, and I think Hohn actually comes from a reduplicated quadriliteral. So it's probably something like Hohnhen or Henhonef or something like that to draw near, and then it became it got reinterpreted as Hohn, like to command into, which doesn't really make sense. Yeah, so there's a little bit of confusion there. Even in Coptic, there's clearly a bit of confusion, but Hohn by itself is command.
And the s at the end of as, the resumptive pronoun, does it go back to her? Yeah.
Yeah. So we didn't act according to the manner which he commanded to us to act it. So yeah, it's kind of weird. It kind of varies between being like an accusative and an ablative or whatever you want to, whatever terms you want to use. Kind of varies between the he can be a direct object, but not quite. It's weird. They seem to allow it to kind of be both because it's just more convenient to say like, this is the way that we do it. Where you can, on the one hand, it was the object of a preposition, and now it's just the direct object, and like it just gets to be both. Okay. Thank you, David. Rasmus.
Sure. So sentence 22. After Pekesepe Hmos Jekas Ewisotum Etivsbu, which means something like he caused the rest to sit so that they should hear or listen to his teaching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
23. Fnaticlum et net narmentre et pefran et wab. So he will give a crown, that is, he will crown to the head of those, that is, he will crown those who will give witness, who will testify et bepefran about his name, which is holy, that is, about his holy name.
Yeah. Declome, I think, is to crown as a verb works. I think also like place crown might work.
Yeah.
He will place crown upon those who will testify to his holy name, something like that. Yeah, good. And this is, I mean, you can interpret this as
maybe to crown.
To crown, yeah. You could interpret it as being like a light verb type situation, or as like just verb with direct object, but with no article. So yeah, however you want to translate that.
Yeah. So 24. Tkiom impetiose tet nare haebus ero. So the power of he who is exalted, and that's the Almighty. The power of the Almighty is that which will give shade for you. So the power of the Almighty which will protect you.
Yeah, like shelter you, you might say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good. Yeah, very good.
And it's you feminine.
Right. Yeah,
That's
at all.
tricky.
Always, you get used to it after a while, but yeah, it is kind of weird.
25. Sotem in a shache tarek tachero and pistis hen urod ni warich. Okay. Sotem in a shache. Listen to my words. Tarek tachero. So that it's this is the one called the future conjunctive of result, I think. Landing with it.
Yeah, or finalis. It's also I like finalis. Finalis.
The finalis. That's certainly easier to say. So that you will become strengthened in the faith. Hen warage, and that's one. That's the phrase that means family, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Certainly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. No comments or corrections. Well done. Wait, was it? Did you already do all of them? Do you want to just do another one? Let's just, if you want, you can do this one.
26. Abjois tashe pefnan mas. So the Lord Tasha, that's Tasha in the Lord increased. Hefna is his mercy, and mas with her, to her.
Yeah.
For her.
Yeah. So she must have been like not deserving of mercy, but he became 3 times more merciful that day.
I think it sounds like the phrase that the Bible uses whenever someone gives birth once more. So it's the Lord was gracious unto her, and that sort of an explanation of why she gives birth once more.
Interesting. Yeah. I wonder if they asked her how she felt about it.
Yeah.
Don't know. Thinking not. Okay. Thank you, Rasmus. Great work.
Thanks.
Randy.
Sure. Number 27. Uhau min ushime af dam yao nchi vajais. A man and a woman, or a male and a female, he created them, namely the Lord.
Yes. Fun fact, this originally etymologically comes from the word that means to fight, aha. So if you know hieroglyphs, it's the one where there's the guy like holding a shield. It's just the arms. He's holding like a shield and a weapon. And then in Coptic, it means male, and it also means wild or savage. So you could translate this, the Lord created them a savage and a woman. That's kind of fun. I enjoyed that anyway.
I have one question. Is the word order a bit unusual with the objects in front of the verb, or have we seen this many times?
I don't think we've seen it many times. It's a good question. I don't think we've seen it many times in this class because Lambda gives you these really nice textbook examples. In normal Coptic text, this is really quite common, especially when they're translating from something else, especially Greek, which is a declined language. So word order is not so important. Coptic will often imitate the word order of the original and put the objects in front.
Also, this is a direct quote from Genesis 1:27, I think, where
I guess it's not Greek then.
It has this exact word order, but I think the Hebrew would be the Hebrew word order in this sentence would be carried into the Septuagint, which probably is the source of this.
Yeah, I think that's probably right. We could actually look at that. So I put on the, I think I put it on the Discord, this side-by-side English, Hebrew, Coptic Genesis, Book of Genesis. It's really fun to read because I think some of the best stories ever told are in the Book of Genesis. Personally, there's some really excellent storytelling in there, and it's great to read it in Coptic. I think it's Bohairic though, but if I didn't put it, someone remind me later and I will. Okay. Oh my gosh, I forgot whose turn it was. Randy? Was it Randy?
Yeah, it's me, yeah. All right, number 28. Ntafi etevol hin no nove. He came to, I always forget to, he came to humble them.
Purify. Close.
He came to purify them of their sins.
Yeah, humble would be not that different, but it's humble is D plus the word that means humble, root like HB, whatever. It has the H in it. What's the word that means humble? Tevio means humble. I know there's an older word that's like HB semi-vowel that means humble that it comes from. But this one comes from wav, like to be pure. So yeah,
I see.
Very minor difference.
Marin brashe nten delel nten di al naf. May we rejoice and celebrate and give praise to him.
Yeah, good. Give glory, literally, but close enough. Yeah, I'll give praise to us.
Nten kriya an nekshaje et hayeu. We do not need your words that are honored. I can't remember exactly what this is.
Yep, that's what I would say too. We don't need your honorable words. We don't need your honorable words. This is like a good line for
sarcasm.
Maybe, yeah, subtly could be. I picture a scene in a movie where someone's like, "No, we shouldn't fight the enemy because we'll be just like them," and all the other people are like, "Yeah, we don't need your honorable words. We're just gonna go take them out. Thanks." I don't know, or some other scene. There's lots of movie scenes that that sentence could go in. Okay, so I think we have Moaz next. Moaz, if you want to do some more. Or
Sure.
some for the first time. You get the special, I think you get the special bonus one. Oh no, that comes later. Okay, never mind.
All right. نوانتاف حنحال نحوت من حنحال انسيمة. So he had some male slaves and some female slaves.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see, necessarily anything to talk about. Neuentaf looks a little bit weird to me. I would kind of expect to see this Neuentaf, but maybe Lamb put it like that to make it easier to parse. Yeah, good.
Yeah. When Chung de Empnute Etashe Motnim, so there is power, or it is possible for God to increase every grace.
Yeah. I don't know what that means. Your translation is correct. I have no idea what that sentence means. God can increase every grace.
Yeah, I kind of wondered. I thought my translation was wrong because I kind of don't understand what that means.
Yeah, it's just very vague. It's like increase every grace. Does that mean that, like, I don't know, there's going to be like enough food for everyone to eat all of a sudden or something? I don't know. I don't know what that means.
Pai pepran enta pangelos taaf naf empate tefmao o emof hunte. Oh, that's a long one.
That's a really long one.
Yeah,
You can start here though.
This is the name which the angel gave him before his mother conceived him in the womb.
Good. Yeah, exactly right. And this literally Impate tefmal o.
Yeah, that one was kind of difficult. So
Impate is like not yet. So Impate tefmal o is like his mother had not yet conceived of him, and then you put the and it becomes circumstantial. So like when his mother had not yet conceived him.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So then it becomes before when you put it all together.
Yeah. Okay, so pei heute taieu en ho ipe. So this cloak is more valuable. Oh, I'm just reading my answers that I wrote.
Okay.
So
okay.
I'm trying to like also like translate it in real time at the same time. This one is this cloak or this hyena.
Better.
Yeah, is hyena like is it like masculine?
It's feminine actually. So it does specifically mean coat, but I don't know. I feel like we can fudge it. I'm just gonna change it.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't study the vocabulary because I didn't have time, so I'm gonna need some help.
Okay, so tayeo is like esteemed or honored, and huo, so like more, in excess, literally, so like more than, and then te is just a demonstrative pronoun. It's a new one that we just saw, and it's not used that often in Saidic, but it's kind of like that.
So this hyena is more esteemed than the other.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and I guess it's this hyena. This hyena is more esteemed than that one.
Yeah.
Okay. They both look like great hyenas to me, so I don't know why we have this hyena discrimination going on. Okay, so we have some number left. Oh no, I did this badly. Let me go through my thing and make sure I have it all sorted out. Okay, so I guess we'll just do these last ones kind of together. I'll just go through the list again. So first on the list, I have Dante. You want to do another one, Dante?
Yeah. Aser kera shanteser hemenetafte en rompe. So it's kind of like she did the widow thing until she did the 84-year-old thing.
Yeah, that's exactly
Right.
it.
Or she
She
was
did
a
the-
widow until she was 84.
Yeah, I don't
So,
know what happened at 84. I mean,
well, she died, I guess, maybe. You know.
I thought maybe
Never
she
too
found
late.
love
You
in
can-
she found
you
love
can
in her
love.
twilight years.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Dante. Christian, got another one for you if you want it.
Where Xiao Jaws je energy klom henem bewe hani nochin hise. They say, like habitually, that that's ene is the we will, or yeah,
we shall, maybe it's the third future.
Yeah. Receive the crown or be crowned in the heavens under these great sufferings.
Could be sufferings, could also be labors.
Yeah, okay.
So in the sense of, like, you know, working for the Lord. Okay, yeah, good. And then Lord's Prayer. GT, which part of this do you want? I know you want part of it.
First half or second half, either way is fine.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay. Penaiot et hin impiwe made pekran ayop. Our Father who is in the heavens, let your name be pure.
Yeah, I think this is the hallowed part in English. So it could also be let your name be holy. So those two things are very tightly connected in Coptic, purity and holiness. Yeah.
Yep. Tekmetodo marase. What does it mean? Marasai, maybe?
Marasi?
Marasi. Okay. Let your kingdom come.
Yeah.
I was a bit confused about that one at first because I wasn't expecting the C as like the sa sound for the second person masculine. That was a bit confusing.
Wait.
Not like
In number two?
Yeah.
Marasi, the S is third person feminine singular, and it refers to
the kingdom.
Feminine noun. Your kingdom, may it come.
I see. I thought it was saying like let like to the like imperative, but I remember how that works now. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Then Pekwosh Maraf Shope Inte et fin Tpe in Shope on Hichim Pekah.
Yeah, it's quite a doozy here. Pekwosh Marav Shope.
So let your desires occur, or let your
singular.
Or let your desire come into being. In the heaven.
In ente et hente.
Oh, like in the manner in which it occurs in heaven.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like upon the earth, let it occur upon the earth.
Yeah. It's a conjunctive, but it's kind of confusing. It says it's your wish, let it happen in the manner which it is in the sky, and also let it happen also upon the earth.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I translated it as let your desire occur in the manner which it occurs in the heavens upon the earth.
Yeah, that's good. What is it in English? Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Yeah. Okay, so that's about the same.
Yep. So then Penoik et ne ingiti mof non impo. Our bread that is coming, give it to us today. Or give us our coming bread today.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's like, I always think of this, I've had to explain it to a bunch of people because no one knows exactly what the Greek word is that's translated here as etneo. but all of the Coptic translations, which are quite early, consistently translated in the same way. It's like, which is due to come, right? So it's our bread, which is due to come, give it to us today. So it's kind of like saying, may payday always come on Thursday, right? It's like we're expecting, we need to get our bread every day because we have to live, but let it come a day early. Good, yeah. Let's see. Does anyone want the last four all together? Do I have anybody who's like really excited to do those four?
I'll take it if no one else to.
All right, go for it, Randy. It's all yours.
All right. Nego non evol neteron nte Hohn on etnko evol nete winton erol. And you this one is tricky, even the translation of it into English. And you will let to us.
It's co-evol is like a compound verb that we often translate as to forgive. It means something like put aside or leave aside, but forgive is probably the most useful thing to translate it here.
So it's like, and forgive us that which is to us.
Yeah. Yeah. So in neteron is like those things which are toward us, but it implies a sort of obligation or a debt, really. This is about debts. So forgive us what we owe. You kind of have to do all of this. I don't see one.
Yeah. In the way ourselves also, or again, which we forgive in that which we have them.
Yeah, so we forgive those whom we have against them, or those which we have against them. And we forgive those which we have something against them. So we forgive our debtors, I think is what it is in English. So yeah, forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And that's clearly the meaning here. So to have something against someone means to like, they owe you a debt. Ben Church, you're interrupting the Lord's Prayer. Very rude. Okay.
Nagtum cheatin ehun epirosmos, and you do not receive us in temptation.
Yeah. Do not. G can also mean something like take. So do not take us into temptation. Although it's not necessarily the verb I would choose, but it's pretty close. Yeah. Don't take us into temptation.
Allah nachmen evol itate impaponeros. But see, nig would be the imperative here, I guess, not a conjunction.
I think they're all conjunctives, but they're continuing the sort of adjussive quality of the whole thing.
Oh, they're continuing the force of the original thing that kicked it all off.
Yeah.
So, but deliver, or I'm thinking of the English translation, but rescue.
Yeah.
Save
rescue
us. Save us from evil.
Yeah, from the hand. So save us from the clutches of evil. Rescue us from the clutches of evil. That's what the English should be. That's so good.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So Allah is Greek, right?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't there like a Coptic or Egyptian word for but? It seems like such a simple concept that it must exist.
Not really though. I'm trying to think of what it would be. I don't know. I don't want to say definitely not, because but is a word that tends to be borrowed very easily, because it's sort of like, so people borrow the word but from foreign languages really often, because the foreignness, it kind of emphasizes the meaning of but. It's kind of pointing out, makes it seem more exceptional. So for whatever reason, that word is very easy to borrow between languages. So it's not at all weird that Coptic would borrow it. I can't remember what.
I noticed that there's this guy on YouTube who's like part of the Coptic revival movement. He does videos in Coptic, and I noticed when he wants to say "but" in Coptic, he says "lakin" like in Arabic. So I was
Yeah,
like,
he borrows it from Arabic.
Yeah, so I was like, isn't there a word for "but" in Coptic? So
I don't think so. I can't think of one. There might be, but I can't think of one. And like in Middle Egyptian, there's the well, there's quite a lot of particles that could be used to express the same idea. One of them, the one that immediately comes to mind is erpu, which means like it goes at the end, and it's like an exclusive or type of choice. But there are others that might fit also for but. I would just have to look and see what. I've never specifically looked for that.
I think I saw somewhere it said "tof," like use it after the first word in the second phrase.
Yes, definitely,
like,
yeah.
Evokes this kind of like contrast, and then I think also like the Hohn thing, like that can be used as but. So like you talk about one thing, and then as for another, like holk or holf or whatever, then that can also be like but you have to kind of restructure the sentence in your head, I think.
Yeah, it just doesn't use it the same way. So I think even the idea of a conjunction that means but is borrowed, perhaps. Otherwise, you just structure the sentence to imply that there's some kind of contrast. Like putting in it in tof could mean like one person did this, but he did that. So you're emphasizing that it's him as opposed to the other person, and showing a contrast that way. Yeah, I think native Egyptian just expresses that differently. Good question.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. She tokte kchom min be'al sha ni'enef. Amen. So the one right before it is talking about but deliver us from evil, essentially. That
rescue us from the clutches of evil.
Rescue us from the clutches of evil. That yours is that yours, Tok?
Yeah. Be of you, Tok, the one belonging to you.
That yours is the power and the glory. I can't remember what you said earlier.
Yeah, glory.
That yours is the power and the glory until eternity. Amen.
Yeah. Good. The evers. Oh man, we found something about but. Let's take a look at it real quick.
So,
oh my gosh.
In terms of like, the accuracy of the text, this phrase, the doxology here, the last line 8, isn't in the original Greek as far as I know, right? In the oldest manuscripts, it's just deliver us from evil. And then that was added later by later scribes, I think. I don't know. This is where my knowledge of text criticism is really just newborn.
Well, that's a very specific question too. I mean, anybody would have to look specifically to check something like that, unless they've, written a paper about exactly this thing.
Yeah. Anyway,
I don't know.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. It does. I guess it does feel a little appended. Never thought about it before, but even in the English version, it kind of like just seems to come kind of be a little tacked on, but I don't know. Okay. So that concludes our official time in the Intro to Coptic class. Thank you all very much for being here. And yeah, I'm going to stop the recording.